instead of doing like a top 10 what I like or dislike about this bike, I'm just going to do a mixture of both of them. So I'm going to do my top 5 things I love about this bike and top 5 things I hate about this bike. So to get started with, I'm going to go ahead and get started with the top 5 things I hate about my 2005 TTR 230. Go ahead and hit that sub button and like this video and share it with your friends if you know anybody that has a TTR and is interested in buying one or anything like that. I'm gonna go ahead and sit down because I'm getting kind of tired out here standing. But yeah, go ahead and share this and share it to your friends and family, whoever the freak is looking at a TTR 230 or any TTR bike in particular, because they're all basically the same thing. So again, these are no particular order, so these can be like a mixture. I'm not going to put my top at the top. It's just going to be 5 things I hate about this bike, 5 things I love about it. Begin with, these don't necessarily have to be like features such as the wheels and stuff. They can be performance wise, like suspension and how it looks and things like that. So first one is the lack of power this bike has. I'm just saying this because I guess I'm used to a 450 and I've never really owned a trail bike before, but this is my first one, and I just say it has lack of power because it's nothing compared to the other bikes I've had. I started out on a Yamaha RT100, and this has definitely got more power, but it's nowhere close to the motocross bikes I've had in the past. Number 2 is the suspension of this bike. I'm not really used to that either, having motocross bikes and such, but it does ride fairly smoothly. Like I think smoother than some motocross bikes on like what I normally ride. I don't do any jumps really, so this bike doesn't really give me any problems. But if I've jumped it before off a little like 3-foot ledges and stuff, and it holds up pretty good, but I just wouldn't want to do that all the time, being this is a trail bike and it's not what it's designed to do. Yeah, it's just bad for it. Number 4. I said number 4, but I held out 5 fingers. Number 4. All right, let's try this again. Is the handlebars. Mine are bent, a little bit, but that's not really a problem. I made me a list so I don't forget what I'm talking about. But number 4 is the handlebars. Mine are bent, as you can see. I don't know if y'all can see that, but it's a little like messed up. This is a 230. I'd guess you'd say it is an adult bike. I'm pretty sure it's an adult bike. Anybody like 5 foot and up, I guess you could say. But the handlebars just seem really small. I'm used to something like wider maybe and a little taller. I don't know. It just doesn't feel right to me. I've gotten used to it and everything, but it's just, you fix all these things that I'm saying that I hate about them with aftermarket parts, but I'm not going to spend any money, Number 5, this is the last one for the hate section, and this is how heavy the bike is. This bike is 200, let me turn the gas off, 250 pounds, I believe. So it's really not a light bike for a trail bike. It is pretty heavy for a trail bike. I have no problem lifting it up or anything, but I guess because it's built like a tank and it's so reliable and everything. That's what I'm going to get into next. Next part is the 5 things I love about this bike, and the first one is the electric start. It starts right up. It gives me no problems. I'm not used to that. See? Let's turn that off. I'm not used to having electric start. I'm used to having kick starters on all my bikes, and that's what comes with the majority of motocross bikes unless you equip one on it. And this is the first one I've ever had with the electric start, and it is freaking amazing, let me tell you. If you've ever busted your shin open on a kick start, you'll know why. But that can be a downfall also, because you also want to have a kickstart, which I don't. So if my battery fails or something goes wrong with the electrical system, I'll be pretty screwed and have to bump start it. Hopefully it'll start that way. The second one is how reliable this bike is. It hasn't let me down yet. It is a 2005, and with this comes age and broken parts and crap, and I really haven't experienced any of that yet. Hopefully I won't. I'm only planning on keeping this bike for another 5 months or so and selling it, being I'll be graduating and hopefully give me a sports bike or enduro or some sort. Hopefully enduro, because not really into going extremely fast. I like riding off-road. Number 3 is accessibility to the parts. It is wide open. You can access the spark plug, intake, and exhaust valves right there. You see the little valve covers, just take them bolts off. I did adjust the valves. Well, I didn't adjust them, I checked them and they were fine. I checked them last week. Took me probably like 20 minutes honestly to take the gas tank off all the parts and check them with a feeler gauge. So I really do like that, to be able to easily access parts. I mean, I guess that's part of the reason they made a trail bike. You got a little eyeglass right there. Check your oil stuff, make sure it's clean. Number 4, what I love about this bike is how small it is, how easily I can whip it around. It's not like my 450 where I was tiptoeing on the ground. I'm 6'2", 190 pounds, 185 pounds, give or take. And I'm able to easily just throw this bike around on the trails and on dirt, and it's no problem, like handling wise or anything like that. The last one, number 5 for this video, is that this bike is air cooled. The reason I say this is because it makes the bike more simple. You know, the more complex a bike, such as in motocross bikes, the more likely you're to have problems, and that's the reason I really chose this trail bike instead of getting another 2-stroke or 4-stroke motocross bike. It's just lower maintenance in some ways, and I feel like it's more reliable in the long run. That's why I got this, because I didn't want my bike to break down in the 5-6 months I'll have this bike, and I was just wanting this to continue to make motovlogs and put out videos like this. So if you don't mind, like I said at the beginning of this video, give this video a thumbs up, like and subscribe if you haven't already. Share this to people who you know that have a Yamaha, and let them post a video on what they think is their top 5 of each section. I was talking about the love and hate section. Love and hate relationships, you know. Y'all feel me. Y'all might have girlfriends, I don't know, it could be gay.